Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video. Thank you very much for joining me on what is an absolutely beautiful day in the southeast of England. I can't believe it. It's October and I'm in a t-shirt, so I apologise for the civvy look, but I'm going to take it, that's for sure. So especially with winter coming around the corner, so I'm going to be dressed up like the Michelin Man, so I'm going to definitely take it. So for this video I'm going to talk about a subject. Come on here, Wolf. So topping the ball, and quite a destructive shot, horrible shot, not as bad as the old, but something that's kind of gets to you after a while, doesn't it? And not being able to strike the ball cleanly can lose quite a lot of confidence quite quickly. So I'm going to give you my best way to get this club down into that ball and some of the kind of the pitfalls that people fall into, and at the end, just as a safety net, just give you a few other little tips, exercises as well. So what you want to do is, like anything, if you do hit a top, you want to know why. Well, you probably know why. You want to know how to get out of it pretty quickly, and I'm going to hopefully show you that with this kind of exercise to give you and the feel to take you out on the golf course straight away. Just coming back again, so I'll get the front camera set up and wave him goodbye. Okay, so Airwolf's gone at last. I've seen kind of other where coaches are showing you what actually happens when you top the ball. We all know the club hasn't hit the back of the ball, it's hit the top of the ball. And I'm not going to demonstrate that for two reasons. I think it looks a bit naff, a pro demonstrating a top. Obviously they are showing you what is actually happening, the lift or whatever it is, we know that. And plus, this metal thing, when I demonstrated it at Darren's, I don't know, about a year ago, it was in the summer, it actually hit that and went next door on the road. Don't know if you can remember. If I find it, I'll put it up and show you. Just for everyone's health and safety and benefit, I'm not going to do that, that's for certain. There's too much glass around, that's for sure. So, but most importantly, like I said, I think a pro demonstrating a top, it just looks naff. We know when you hit the ball, the club has hit the top of the ball. Now, a very, very small percentage of tops are with the club actually coming down and hitting the North Pole. That can happen, especially if someone's coming over the top or they're practicing a bit of release. Golfers that try and practice release who have been over the toppers, who are trying to stop an over the top, when they try and do that with their hands and arms, they introduce their shoulder and they do hit the North Pole. But you'll know that if you're driving the ball into the ground, so you'll see like a divot or like the ball kind of scrape just ahead of the ball. But 99.9% of the time, the club is on the way up to the ball and it kind of hits the equator. That'd be more of a thin, and then, but more importantly or more destructively, it goes above the equator line and then you're just going to nobble it across the floor. So the biggest reason for that is obviously lifting up. Where we start and where we hit it are two different places. That's difficult for golf because when you think about it, a golf ball is 1.68 inches. If you are 3/4 of an inch out, you're going to top it or thin it at best. So there's ways to kind of get this club down into the ball and get yourself down into that golf ball. Now, one of the biggest collaborators, if that's the right word, to topping the ball is tilting. Now you're going to see it more from the front view there. Tilting, this is exaggerated by the way. A shoulder tilt is a tilt that goes that, it's like a reverse pivot. And then because you kind of tilted your shoulders too down and you haven't kind of turned, the only way your instinct's going to know, the only way to get back to the ball is to kind of lift back and go that way. So if you're lifting back and going up, the club's going to follow you as well. So that's one contributor that I see to topping quite regularly actually. Obviously I'd love to demonstrate it, but I'm not going to risk it. So tilting we're going to work on today, and there's going to be other videos that I'm going to show you about helping with the top. But remember, at the end of the video I'll give you some kind of little bonus tips as well. But today we're really going to work on shoulder plane and shoulder pivot. If you get that right, you'll never top again. So I want you to do a flatter shoulder turn. So you can see here, if I have a flatter shoulder turn rather than a tilted one, I can now get behind the ball a little bit more. That's going to set me up for the downswing to be a little bit more steeper with my shoulder plane. Because remember, you want that club to be striking the back of the ball. You can't be going that way, you can't be lifting. You've got to go even further, you've got to go into the ball. Let's get into it. So a flatter shoulder turn. And that's going to set you up for the biggest success on the way down in terms of shoulder plane. So now you're in a position so you can drop your right shoulder, you see. And if you drop your right shoulder, you're dropping your hands, and then obviously the golf club's going to follow as well. So let me show you. So a flat shoulder plane, tilted shoulder plane. Yes, in an ideal world, you'd be neutral. So you can see my shoulder now is pulling into my chin, bang. And then from here, my shoulder plane is down, because that's the impact position I'm looking for. You're not looking for any lifting up and pulling back. Let's hit one nice and flat, down. And you'll never top again. Now, I fast tracked that too much, so I apologise. Let me show you an exercise. Practice swing first, and I want you to do the same. Flat shoulder plane, get your shoulder into your chin, and then from here, down, and then hold. That's stage one. Flat, tilt. And then from there, I want you to do a follow through. Back swing, tilt. So for you, if you're a tilter, I want you to be flat. It's going to really feel like you're pulling away from the ball, but it's going to feel like your shoulder is now behind the ball. Oh, beautiful. Shoulder's now behind the ball, look at that. Compared to, yeah. Excellent. Right, okay, from here we're tilting down and then we're staying down. Look at that right shoulder, under your chin. My right shoulder isn't getting pulled up. So now it's my left shoulder into my chin, right shoulder under chin. Left shoulder into chin, right shoulder under chin. Oh, look at that. You'll never top. You'll never top. You might not hit it perfect, as in direction, and it will change a little bit in terms of your golf swing and your release and everything like that, but it is the main driving force for topping. So it sorts a lot of things out. One thing that cures four. So tilt under, and you can do these little freezer exercises if you've got time to hit some balls in the net. Really flat, you can do hold if you want. Hold, shoulders behind the ball, I can see there. Right, we're going to tilt down and hold. Right shoulder under my chin there. So you're really feeling, if you're making a club across your shoulders here, flat, as you can see from the behind view. It's pretty flat. It's flatter than what it should be. It should be about there, I guess, but we're really going to make them flat. But then the opposite, see that? Beautiful. Flat, down. Flat, down. And obviously after that, you're up and around. The club's going to pull you. So remember, I'm here to change the needle and exaggerate it. You don't need to do it this much. But if you're in this position, there's no way that club's going to be lifting up. That club is only lifting up because you are getting pulled away from the ball. And you're getting pulled away from it probably because you're tilting. Because you're going to have to for balance. Nice and light with the hands and arms. Flat, down. Doesn't even have to hit hard, remember? Right, we're going to do a full swing. Flat, down. Wow. Remember, I don't have a topping fault, so it's easy for me. So I don't want to stand here and say, yeah, I'm cured and this is going to be so easy for you. Obviously it's not, but being able to kind of introduce a little bit of this backswing, and that is now the key and the green light for you to give you the room and the space for your right shoulders to drop under you. That's going to make your right side lower, and that's going to make the club closer to the floor, and you'll never top it again. Flat, down. And if you're slicing the ball, this is a great one too, because it allows that club and arms to drop down and into the back of the ball as well. So you'll see from the reverse camera, the behind camera, how flat my shoulders are. Try and replicate that. Pull away from the ball. Front camera, you can see my shoulders nicely turned, and then from here I'm pulling down my shoulders, right shoulder's going down towards my right shoe. And then from there, let the club just go. Whoa, that was nice. Remember, the club is only reacting to where you are. It's only reacting to balance. It's only reacting to where your body is. And like I said about the one thing that cures four, if you're doing it wrong, it's going to pull your left arm, it's going to pull your arms across your body, you're not going to have any power or lag into the ball. So just because of that one movement of your shoulders can really affect anything, all the other parts as well, I mean. And you can look, if you've got some time before into the net, I really encourage that. But your main feeling is backswing, and then your main feeling is really feeling your right shoulder down. You see that? your right shoulder is under your chin, it's getting pulled down. And then obviously in the follow through it gets pulled up after that, but the club is pulling you up. So flat, down. Bob Torrance once said to me, I've put it on a video back in the day, he said, you're 6'4", Warren, in the Scottish accent. I want you to look 5'4" at impact. I always remember that. 5'4" meaning you want me to look small, not tall. Didn't want me to look all willowy like that. So backswing flat, if you're not unsure what that is, put them across your middle of your shoulders roughly, and then you can make a flat backswing. You don't have to kind of sway off the ball here, it's not at all. You're just turning your shoulders relatively flat. If you've got a mirror, you'll be able to see that relatively flat there, as you can see from the behind camera. You're not this way. But you'll be able to feel that in your body easily. So twist, as you can see there, and from here it's obviously exaggerated. Look at that. Now my club is replicating what my shoulders are doing. On my word, you will never top the ball ever again. Okay, and then I'm going to give you kind of your little tips as well after this shot. So I'm going to really feel shoulder down. Never top it again. Okay, so just little tips as well, just as well as that, is if you've been someone who pulls back out of it, you're probably collapsing your both arms actually, but your front arm, so my left arm, is getting pulled back. If you're pulling back in terms of your weight, this is probably getting pulled up in the chicken wing. That's not going to help. So remember, you're looking for your front arm to be as locked as possible. So that's one exercise you can do, little mini swings, because if you can keep this as long as possible, you see the club's going to hit the floor. If I pull up and bend, obviously it's going to get higher and you're going to miss the ball, so you're going to top it. So keeping that left arm, keeping your front arm as straight as possible, obviously till about there and it starts bending, but you can hit little half shots. Let me show you. Keeping it left arm straight, left arm straight. So that makes sure that there's length, and if you've got length you can get away with a bit of lifting. You don't have to be absolutely perfect all the time. So having a little bit of length there, getting some structure into that left arm, that front arm, will really help you as well. And then finally, weight transference. Obviously if you're a tilter, and you don't have to be, but still generally people stay on their back foot, don't they? If you stay on your back foot, or even encourage weight to go back because they're trying to lift it up in the air, because that's the instinct, I would say do the opposite to that. And if you've got a foot that does this, you know you've got too much weight going through your back leg. So one exercise you can do as well is really feel like this. It's not, look, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanically perfect. Just chucking your knee in like that isn't right. But it solves most problems. You're not going to become a professional doing that, but it solves most problems. Kicking off the inside of your shoe here makes all this work as well. If I just do this at the top of my backswing, I'm in real trouble, even if I want to try and drop my right shoulder down. So really kicking off your inside of your shoe, but just getting weight off that right shoe. You don't even need to twist. Just get off your right shoe. I did a video, really early video about Elvis. I love a bit of Elvis in your swing. All I'm doing is that. I haven't twisted my body yet, but it helps even just to have weight off that right shoe. Obviously I'm going to have weight on my left now because of it. You don't even need to be Rory McIlroy and twist through the ball. That is for certain. So if you're struggling with a bit of mobility, it doesn't matter. But even just kicking off your right shoe, I haven't moved my body. I haven't moved my torso there at all. Look, obviously it helps if you do, but you don't need to if you're struggling with a bit of like flexibility. But just getting some weight off that back leg. Push it off, get it off that right leg as soon as possible. Make your backswing, then kick it in on the way through, because having weight back and pulled back is going to encourage this lift up. So getting weight forward and off this right leg is really going to help this right shoulder stay down and through. Okay everyone, well I thought this was going to be a quick video, but there's so much in it, isn't it? It's so easy to kind of gloss it over and just do surface talk. I like to kind of explain the pitfalls as well sometimes, and it's not as easy as a 15-minute video or whatever this is going to be. Even that's not enough. So thanks very much everyone, and the sun's just about to go behind a really dark cloud, so I'm going to wrap it up as quick as I can. yeah, I really appreciate everyone's support. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. You don't need to pay anything. It just tells YouTube, well, basically the channel is here, so it really helps me. But more importantly, it'll help you as well, and it'll tell you anytime I upload anything and I schedule a video to come out, it will tell you as well. So I really appreciate all your support. And if you're a regular subscriber or you're a regular viewer to the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. We're a growing little community, aren't we? And we're not like the big boys, but at the same time, it's lovely to have that community. So thank you very much. Any questions you've got, please comment below, and I will definitely get back to you. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, everyone, so, oh, look at this sun. Oh, my word. I think I'm going to have a lie down. So thanks, everyone. I wish you a great golfing week, good health on and off the golf course, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Cheerio.